Hello, dear traders. Thank you for helping us. All forms of help are in the description of this video. Dear viewer, I kindly ask you to give this video a thumbs up. Your thumbs up is absolutely required for the development of the project GURU.Markets. Now we will analyze the main fundamental indicators of the company GFL Environmental Incorporated, ticker GFL. This review was generated using information as of August 29, 2024. According to classification GURU.Markets company GFL Environmental Incorporated belongs to the subcategory Housing and Communal Services. 45 companies participate in the comparison, which is very representative. Let's start with general information about the company. Let's study each parameter a little further in more detail. If you're interested, you can pause the video. You can study all the indicators of the organization under Study more thoroughly. Access to the database with the ticker structure is free and open. Please disseminate the analysis of the action on your social networks. So, friends, let's finally begin. Market capitalization of the company GFL Environmental Incorporated valued at $16.04 billion. Market capitalization of the subcategory is $468 billion. GFL Environmental Incorporated accounts for a share of 3.431%. It is one of the small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is $4.67 billion. With a balance sheet capitalization of the subcategory of $168 billion. GFL Environmental Incorporated accounts for a share of 2.783%. Having made a comparison of the occupied shares of market and balance sheet capitalization, we will see the following. Occupied share GFL Environmental Incorporated in the subcategory in case of stock market capitalization assessment is 3.431%. The balance sheet capitalization is 2.783%. This is 19% less than the share of market value. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance sheet capitalization of the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Overall company assessment GFL Environmental Incorporated will be demonstrated at the very end of the video. Please watch the analysis to the end. The company's financial liabilities amount to $7.006 billion. Debt to book capitalization amounts to 150% of the company's capital. Result on the company's financial obligations. Bad, -1 point. The balance of the company's stock market value to its profit is 0. With an average in the subcategory of 30.4, which is worse than the average in the subcategory. Assessment of the company's market value to its profit in comparison with the subcategory. Very bad, -2 points. Profit for the last 12 months was -$529 million. Forward earnings for the next 12 months are unknown, which is very negative for the company's prospects. Assessment of expected future profit in comparison with companies in the subcategory. Good, 1 point. The company's price-to-revenue ratio is 2.9. The average for the subcategory is 1.9, and this is 53% higher than for the subcategory. Assessment of the company's market price to revenue indicators in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Tolerable, -0.5 points. Revenue for the last 12 months was $5,630 million. Future revenue for the next 12 months is unknown. And this is extremely bad for the company's prospects. An assessment of the projected future revenue indicator in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The sales margin is -9.4%, with an average for the subcategory of 6.3%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 15.6%. Profitability assessment in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, -0.5 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 4.028%, which is 17% more than the share of market capitalization. And this shows the imbalance in the company's stock market value. GFL Environmental Incorporated, rather towards underestimation. The amount of capital per company employee is $802,000. Whereas in the subcategory, there are $942,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 14.9%. Estimation of the amount of company capital per employee in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Good, 0.5 points. The amount of profit per employee is -$26.5 thousand. The average in the subcategory is $31,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 15%. Estimation of profit per company employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, -0.5 points. The share of sales per individual employee of the company is $282,000. In the subcategory, $495,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 76%. Estimation of the share of revenue per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, -0.5 points. Shares shorted are 2.9%, compared with the subcategory average of 3.5%. This is an assessment of the possible risk of a short squeeze. Technical indicator RSI 14 shows a level of 66% for the company GFL Environmental Incorporated, whereas for the subcategory this level is 57%. Potentially, the shares of the subcategory are valued lower than the company's GFL Environmental Incorporated. Comparing the movement of a company's stock price GFL Environmental Incorporated and subcategory shares. We can see that over 12 months, the stock GFL Environmental Incorporated showed a change of 30.9%. Against price changes in the subcategory, 11.6%. This definitely doesn't mean anything, but we need to keep this fact in mind. Before announcing the final grade, we kindly ask: write a rating GFL Environmental Incorporated in the comments to this review. Your responses in the comments greatly help spread the Project Guru Markets. The result is as follows: -5.5 out of 10 points. The average result for the subcategory is 0.9 points. If you look broadly within the market in general, we can see that the average score for the entire stock market as a whole is 0.3 points. Against the score of -5.5 points from GFL Environmental Incorporated. Let's go to the order table, which is available to everyone. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains all publicly made decisions by the stock valuation information and reference System.GURU.Markets. Access to the order table is free and open. Link in pinned comment. As a result of the valuation of the company's shares GFL Environmental Incorporated, System.GURU.Markets. Open a deal because GFL Environmental Incorporated, the most overvalued company in the subcategory. We need to remind you that November 22nd, 2023, an order has been published, ticker NGL. Stock valuation reference System.GURU.Markets. A decision is made on this order. Close the order. The result is a profit of 0.5%. Thank you all for watching to the end and for using the information and reference system from GURU.Markets. You are truly the coolest audience.